Oh, Sir Kurt! Huh? Since those are done, which plates should I carry next?
What happened to modesty, Lizzie?
I think you're being a little too loud right now. Good morning.
Quit griping! Besides, how can you wear such an absolutely shameless outfit?
The Unaware Atelier Meister, episode number 4. I actually really enjoyed this episode a lot. I enjoy seeing Kurt basically build a mansion, like a crazy mansion atelier, all by himself. I like seeing him do it within a week's time. I enjoy seeing Donzo and that group of friends kind of be committed to helping Kurt. I love learning that only 6 days has actually passed since 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐵 has met Kurt. And I love finding out that Bandana is going to go to Kurt's hometown to research more about who the hell is this guy and stuff. We're basically seeing who her actual boss is, because it sounds like at this point she had infiltrated Kurt's past party, not because she was already part of it, but because it was like a task given to her. So Kurt might have some kind of importance from where he comes. It might be this mythical place that he comes from. Now, what I don't like, and again, I wanted to preface, I love the episode. I love 𝐿𝐶𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵 being very straightforward with her love for Kurt. I love that she's very much pursuing him. I love that she dressed up for him. I love that she, well, barely has clothes on for him. I love that she realizes 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐵 might like her too. I love that competition between the girls. I love all of that. What I don't quite like, and I think the good definitely outweighs the bad for me, but what I don't like is 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐵 and 𝐿𝐶𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵 kind of hiding stuff from Kurt. I understand he's written as this dumb character who has the ability of Superman, but the IQ of like a special boy. You know, I don't think those two things really blend very well, but I don't think he's stupid to the point of which he wouldn't understand that he's being given this atelier job. Because at the end of the day, 𝐿𝐶𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵 is the princess. She just needs to demand and assign this from him. Like, hey, your abilities are a lot less than whatever. Because at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening is something's going to happen to where Kurt is the actual person that somebody's going to be after. Whether it's the Black Ninja gang of the Royals, whether it's the people that Bandana works for, whether it's outside forces that Kurt ends up pissing off unknowingly, he's going to go in completely ignorant when he finds out for the first time that 𝐿𝐶𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵 is not the target of whatever, or 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐵 is not the target. It's him that's the target. And I don't think, you know, one of the characters here, you know, in Donzo's party, I forget what the girl's name, the orange hair girl, you know, went to go tell Kurt, and then she ended up being like, oh, I understand, you know, he's such a special boy, you know, we just protect him, whatever. And she ended up being okay with it, but I was like, oh yeah, please go tell him, because I think regardless of his stupidness, I think it's still worth telling him on how special he really is so he can protect himself and he can prepare himself. Maybe he decides to leave and go back to his hometown. Maybe he tells us and 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐵 and 𝐿𝐶𝐿𝐿𝐻𝐵 more about his village, his, you know, Superman village that he comes from, you know, his Krypton village or whatever. Like, I just don't like the idea of just keeping him in the dark for everything. And I know that the show's called The Unaware Atelier Meister, so I get it. The show's based on the premise. I think it's okay to say I don't like the premise that it's built on, right? Like, you can have a story where it's called, you know, the damsel in distress doesn't know she is, and have the show be about the damsel not knowing that she's in trouble the whole time. But you can still enjoy the show, but then also not like the fact that the whole point of the show is something you don't like. That's kind of where I'm at here, is like, I think the point of the show I actually don't like very much, but I like everything else alongside of it. I like the princess. I like the humor. I like the behind the scenes stuff that happens. Not really the Kurt stuff, but that Bandana stuff and the Donzo and his party stuff and them being smarter than before. I like seeing Big Booba Ophelia. You know, where is she at? She's missing in action. I like a lot of these things, but I just don't like the main plot of what it's built upon. And that's a struggle, you know? But at the end of the day, it's mostly turn your brain off, You know, it's not the hugest part of the show, even though it is. What's enjoyable about the show, like I said, is the humor between Lisa Lote and Kurt and Yleisha and the girls that he's unawarely affecting and attracting. And his OP-ness is kind of what the show is all about for me. And then obviously I'm watching it dubbed too, so that makes it a lot easier of a watch as opposed to not needing to be completely locked in to watch the show. I can, you know, look away and I can still hear what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it don't have to be like locked in and reading. I also don't miss anything that happens on screen because of said reading, which is always a positive for me. So overall, I think episode number 4 was a 7 out of 10. Again, I think it was a good episode. Just some of the subject matter I'm not a big fan of, but everything surrounding it, I actually really love. And Lisa Lote is best character for sure. I love that she's just unabashedly like, Kurt's gonna lay in my bed. I don't care if I'm the princess or not. I'm gonna have my way with this boy. And she's just like, rawr about it. And I enjoy that. All right, friends, I'm gonna see you guys next week for episode number 5. Don't take my negativity as completely negative. I don't think that has to do with it, but from a reviewer's point of view, I have to let you know, like, these are the things that I'm not a big fan of this show. All right, I'll see you guys next week for episode number 5. Happy Easter.